Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Distance Dilemma podcast. My name is Shaun, and I'm in Dublin, Ireland, and this is Imran. He is in Thun, Switzerland, and this is our long distance friendship podcast. This is episode number 62, and we're kicking things off this week like we do every single week, where our out of context weekly scenarios. This is the part of the show where me and Imran give each other sections of our week out of context. The other person has to try and guess what's going on through a series of yes or no questions. So, without further ado, Imran, what is your out of context weekly scenario?
My out of context weekly scenario is I received an unusual gift.
Okay, just for context for the listeners, right? Before I pressed record on this, Imran said to me he will bow down to me if I get this correctly.
If he gets this, I'm giving up on this game because I'm solely just refusing to lose every single week.
Okay, okay. So was this? So did you receive this in the house? Like it was in the post?
No,
Did you receive that at work?
no,
Was it from a family member?
no.
From one of your friends?
Yeah,
One of your Was it a work friend?
no.
So one of your friends that was maybe one of your friends that you met while like interrailing that you've since become friends with in Switzerland.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Grant. Right. So we're on the right track. Okay. Was this got to do with any particular like? So your birthday's not at the moment, and but Nicola's birthday's this month. Isn't anything to do with Nicola's birthday?
No,
Is it got to do with any? Your guys' anniversary is the end of this month. We're starting May as well. Anything to do with that?
no.
Okay. So this is just a random gift you were given. There's no content to like
Yeah,
no. Okay, right. So this is just totally out of the blue. All right. So what did
yes,
you? So you were just given something randomly. There's nothing else to it.
no.
Um. So you want me to guess what you were gifted?
I want you to find out what I was gifted. And there's
Okay.
like a 1% chance you're going to get this. I purposely made it more difficult for him this week.
Okay. Right. So is this anything to do with sports?
No,
Anything to do with films,
no,
TV shows,
no,
cooking,
no,
a household object?
no.
Is this something you would display, or
Yes,
okay? So this is just like so like your Star Wars and Lego things in the background. You just put this in display. You're not going to take this down and use this. It's just to go up on display.
yes,
Okay, right. Was it a poster of some sorts?
no,
Was it any so all right? And it's nothing to do with a film or TV show.
no.
Okay. Does this go indoors?
Mm,
Okay,
y- yes, but not in a house.
so it would go in like a shed of some sorts.
No,
Like, would you put this like on your balcony?
no.
Did you get like it goes so it's not going inside the house, but it's going on the house.
No,
So I don't know what you mean, but so it's something that it's not for outside, but it's also not for inside.
it is for inside, but it's not for a
Okay,
house. That's my clue.
okay, right. So it's not specifically for the house. You can display this
Exactly.
anywhere.
Exactly.
Okay, is this in your? Has this item got to do with like? Is it somewhat related to the room that it's being displayed in?
No.
So like, it's not. This is just an example. It's not like a sign that mentions cooking that's in the kitchen.
What I will say, without giving you too much away, is it's a gift that's not for a household. And it's a bit weird that someone gave me this gift. And I have it displayed in the room now that I'll show to listeners after we figure out this little segment.
Okay.
Um, and you would put it in somewhere, but not in a household. I know. I try everything we say always sounds sexual, so I'm trying not to go down that route now.
Is it a butt plug?
Yeah, already in, mate.
Okay, so it's in. So it's in. It's obviously not in shot at the moment, so I can't see it.
No,
Is it some sort of like good luck charm or good luck symbol?
no,
or is it anything to do with like spirituality, faith, karma sort of vibes?
No.
No. Okay, so I'm just thinking because I remember when I was younger, I used to get given like Buddhas, and you'd rub their belly for good luck.
Yeah, your the belly's for good luck. I still do that
Um,
today.
yeah, my ma used to have one of those in the house. So it's nothing along those sort of lines.
And then remember I said unusual gift. So it's not, and like I said, it's not something you'd put in the house. So that's yeah. I'm trying not to give you clues, but
Yeah, so it's not something you'd normally put in the house, but you have it in your office right now.
yeah,
And it's being displayed in your office. You don't just have it in the office for the podcast.
it's literally just on my left here.
Is it a
It's not in
plant?
shop, by the way.
Yeah,
No.
because I can see like a fake plant or something
Yeah,
as
it's a
well.
little side plant. It's a plant.
um, it's not. It can't be a book then. Okay, this is a tough one.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one last clue.
Right.
It has something to do with my nationality.
I'm assuming not the Irish half.
Yes.
So it's something got to do with your dad's side.
Yeah.
Right. So is it a flag of some sort?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right. We're getting somewhere. Is is it like? It's some sort of flag that's got to do with Pakistan.
Yes.
I'm assuming you don't just have a Pakistan flag. Just saying.
No, it's not just the
But
Pakistan
it's something
flag.
to do
But
with
yeah,
that.
whatever what you just said there is like what it is. I just want to figure out, can you see what the product, like the actual product is? It's not a flag.
It's not okay. Is it a bobblehead?
No, that'd be cool
No.
though. No.
So it's something with so it's not meant to be for inside.
Yeah. Inside a house. But it is meant to be inside of something.
Sus, sus. Um. Oh, all right. I need to try and figure out what it's meant to be inside.
Yeah.
Um.
Everything just sounds so sexual.
I know. I know.
Uh,
Um.
it's a tough one. It's a really
Yeah,
tough
this
one.
is a tough one. This is a tough one.
I'm
What?
surprised you were able to numb it down to the flag. I'm impressed by that. So
Okay. This is like, honestly like I wouldn't mind. I never played Guess Who before.
yeah, honestly, I think you should go on it. If there's ever a TV show or anything, Shaun should go on it.
Okay. So, uh, is this something you would find in a gift shop?
Maybe.
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 Is the Pakistan flag on this? Is the item like coated in the colors and the symbols of Pakistan, or is it
Yes.
actually holding up a little flag?
No, exactly what you said there.
Okay, okay, right. So it's wrapped in the flag more so than it's holding a flag.
Exactly.
Okay, I just need to figure out what the item is now.
That's what I want you to figure out.
You said you said that you might find it in a gift shop.
Yeah, you might find it in a gift shop.
Is it a dream catcher?
No,
A mini fridge?
no, that'd be cool though.
Yeah, a Pakistan mini fridge.
No, Pakistan mini fridge.
Okay, I'm just trying to think. What it's not going to be a fridge magnet because you wouldn't have that in your office.
No,
Um, is it like a little football mascot?
no,
Is it a? It's not. It's not a book of any
no,
sorts.
no.
I know. I think I just repeated myself there with that. Okay, I'm gonna give myself like another minute or two.
Yeah,
On
we're
this.
gonna give you one more minute and then we can move on.
Um.
Another clue, try get off the aspect of like it being like a particular gift. So it's not like a gift card or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this something you ever owned when you or ever had when you were in Ireland, or is this like a totally unique thing that you've
Yeah.
ever had? It's
I
unique.
had I never had the Pakistan flag on it,
Yeah.
but I had the actual product, yeah.
Is it a snow globe of some sorts?
No.
Um. There's Pakistan. There's a flag that it's wrapped in a flag. I'm just going in circles here. I really. I think I'm gonna have
Are
to
we taking
concede.
are we taking the
I'm
L? Are you
gonna.
going to concede? Do
Yeah.
you know what? I have to say, man, fair play for even getting the nationality of the flag. So so random, okay? So I came home from work and Nick was like, "Oh, one of the girls is after getting you a present," and I was like, "Oh, that's very nice of them." I wonder what it is. I always think it's like some kind of food product. And 1 second before I got move on with my listeners, I was given because they were in the shop in the international store. Sorry, it's caught on the plant here. Hold on. Oh, I don't want to rip it here. Okay. I was given, I don't know if this is a shot right now, but
It
probably
is.
not. My pant's going to fall over. I was given a Pakistan air freshener that someone found in the international store and thought of me and they bought it for me and now it's on my tree. I'm trying to take off my tree there and it nearly, the whole tree just
I
collapsed.
was
So
not even in the same fucking park
no, but you
as
know what I mean?
air
If I
freshener was
think
not
if I
coming
would
in.
have said car, you maybe would have been able to numb it down.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I just thought that was such a random gift to get. And now I didn't know, like, I remember I was saying, like, this is such a random gift. Like, it's very thoughtful of the person. Shout out to Marianne, person who gave me it. And then I was like, oh, I don't know where to put it on the back of the door. And Nick was like, just put it on the plant. So now it's my
I mean,
air
like it
freshener
helped the fake plants
Pakistan.
actually smell like something.
Yeah, that's what Nicholas said as well. So yeah, there you go. There you go. There's my out of context snare. But fair play to Sean. I have to give him at least like half a point for that because even able to get the flag, like fair
Yeah,
play.
yeah, that was a really tough one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
That
I
was
know.
super tough.
That's yeah, compared to like some of the ones that you give me where you're actually helping me out, like fair play. Anyway, we'll move on because I know we're conscious of time. So what is your out of context scenario?
My out of context weekly scenario is an unfortunate mural.
An unfortunate mural. Was there a mural displayed outside your house?
No. So what I want you to get in this is the place and the subject of the mural.
Okay. Does it have anything to do with Chelsea Football Club?
No.
No. Okay. The place. So was it displayed on your car?
No.
Was it displayed on your house?
No.
Was it displayed inside the house?
No.
No. Okay, so get away from that. Was it displayed in Dublin?
Yes.
Yes. Was it displayed in Blanchardstown?
No.
No. So was it displayed where you live?
No.
No. Okay. Was it displayed in the city centre?
No.
No. Okay. Was it displayed in the Phoenix Park?
No.
Okay, so in Dublin. So it's in Dublin. It was displayed. Okay, and what was the context of it? So does it have anything to do with film,
No.
TV shows,
No.
sport?
Yes.
Sport. Okay, sport. Okay. Does it have anything to do with the Irish football team?
No.
No. GAA?
No.
Soccer? Like football?
No.
No. Okay. Sport. What train? Not GAA. Rugby?
No.
Is this like a very unusual sport for it to be displayed?
I don't know if I would call it unusual, but it's not super common. For, like we've never played this sport, but I wouldn't
We've
call it
never
unusual.
played it.
I wouldn't call this. I wouldn't call this sport unusual though.
Basketball?
No.
Hmm. In Dublin. Hmm. Is it display? I know it's yes or no questions, but is it displayed more in the city centre, or yeah? I'll ask you that question. Like near that area, is yeah yes or no?
No.
Okay, so it's more displayed in your where you are locally.
Yes.
Yes, so in your local area within that time.
Yes.
Was this when you were going to the cinema? Was it displayed near there,
No.
or like near the McDonald's near where you live?
Nope.
No. Okay. Was this mural like placed like? Was this done by kids or was it like professionally done?
Professionally done.
Professionally done. So it was intentional. So
Yes.
is it like a bit? Is it a billboard?
No.
No, not a billboard. Okay, was it outside like a bus stop?
No.
No. Okay, so it's intentionally done. It's not anything. Um, something to do with sport. Was this a sponsorship? Like, was it like beddings?
No.
Like, no. Okay, so I'm going on the wrong way that way. Let me try find a sport. So I know now it's in Dublin. It's in kind of your local area, and it was intentionally made. Sport. Okay, and we've never played the sport in school.
We definitely did not play this sport in school. But
We definitely didn't play it in
we
school.
definitely did not play this in school, and I'm fairly sure neither of us have ever done this.
Has anything to do like Irish dancing or
No.
no? Trying to think of stuff that we've not done in school because we did a lot of
I,
sports in
I would
school.
focus less on the sport itself. I think
Okay,
you're
I'm overcomplicating now.
overcomplicating it.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. So intentionally, does it have to do with anyone that's like very popular in Ireland? They were on the front
Yes.
of it.
Yes.
Right. Was the Taoiseach on the front of it by any
No.
chance? No. Was the president?
No.
Do we know this person?
Yes. Well,
Not obviously, not obviously
not
personally,
personally,
not
but
personally,
we've
but we
all
know
got
it's
we
someone who's popular in Ireland.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Does have anyone work in the political side?
You could say that.
Could say that. So they are they on the doll?
No.
Are they in the no, no. Okay, so not in the doll. Somewhat in political side. Irish. Irish. Are they like a TikToker that side, like
No.
YouTube, Instagram? No. Ah, tricky one. Tricky one. Nothing. When you said you
You're really beating around the bush. You're not like trying.
bullshit,
You're not.
yeah, I know.
You're not really attacking any of the right areas for it. I think you need to focus on the location a little bit more, and
The
then
location.
then focus on the subject of the mural after that.
Okay, so it wasn't near your local shopping center.
No.
It wasn't at a roundabout or anything. Wasn't at a bus stop.
No.
No, wasn't on any cars.
No.
Wasn't was it on like a lorry or anything like that?
No.
Is it like your what's that place where you get the chicken rolls?
Cheers.
Jers was it in Jers?
No.
I'm trying to think what's near like because I've only been like up that way like maybe 3 times. So I actually don't know the area that well. I'm trying to see what I'm trying to think of. And it's not near the Phoenix Park or not.
You don't need to know the ins and outs of Ballyfermot
Yeah, yeah.
to guess to whittle down where this was. This is more of a general thing. This is something that is in Blanche. It is something that is in Donegal. This is something that is in Ballyfermot.
Okay, so it's like if you like a McDonald's or this kind of side of something, like close to it like that.
It's
KFC, Starbucks, like one of this side.
I wouldn't go down the food route, but yeah,
But
it's
one go
something
down the
that
food room.
you're really like. It's so. I actually thought this was going to be quite easy.
Maybe I'm making it just more complicated for
You are
myself.
I think you're really overthinking it. Like,
If this is ever made into a TV show, I'm definitely not applying for it because I suck at it. Okay, right. So you said don't go down the food route. Was
yeah,
it outside like a bank of any like a bank?
no.
I'm trying to think of stuff that's in like every single
Okay,
local area. And you said there's one in
I'm
Donegal.
gonna give you another hint, and this should like maybe help
Yeah,
you
this okay.
focus on where this mural
Okay.
was inside somewhere. It wasn't outdoors. It was inside.
It was inside somewhere, but it's not inside the shopping center. A post office?
No,
Not like a supermarket.
no.
What's in Ballyfermot and it's on the inside of it? Is this like on the inside of a bridge? Like
No.
an actual like a no. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're
Um
having a stinker here, man. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie to
having
you.
an absolute stinker. Okay, let me see. I'm just
I
trying
mean,
to think like what's in local areas and like I'm probably way off here. Or maybe I should focus more on the celebrity. I don't know. I don't know. The political thing threw me off. That's the problem. I
it's
think I went
you
down the
know
wrong way
once you
asking that
know what it
question.
is, you're gonna go, oh my god, that's so
Oh my
fucking obvious.
God.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
especially considering other stuff you have said.
Oh, is it anything to do with kneecap?
No,
No. Because I was thinking political Irish. Oh my God. Inside of
I
something.
okay. So on kneecap, I would say kneecap are quite a left liberal type of.
So this is the opposite.
I would say the subject of this would be a bit more on the opposite persuasion.
Okay, so it's a right wing personality in Ireland. Who's a right wing personality in Ireland?
Who was like one of the first people that would come to your head if you were to say that?
That's the problem. I can't think of anybody who's come to my head. Maybe I'm out of the country too long. I cannot remember. Was it like Bertie Ahern or something like that?
No.
Not me, Mom. Not me, Home Martin.
Honestly, that's the biggest clue I could give you is the fact that
Why
they
not?
are right wing.
I'm going to take
So
the L here because my brain is just not braining today. So I'm just gonna take the L here, folks, and just move on. I'm gonna be stopping now when you
So
tell me this. I
you
don't
are
even know.
gonna kick yourself because it's I like I said I thought it was actually gonna be quite an easy one,
I really
but
thought I was gonna one up you this week, and I just know I just this game is so has like turned into like just a completely winning streak for Shaun every week. But anyway, go on.
so the full thing to it is I saw a Conor McGregor mural inside a gym.
Oh my God. How did I not even think of him?
Like right wing Irish person, not even sports, not even politics. McGregor's the first person you think of.
Yeah. My God. Where
So,
was this mural?
Jim.
In the gym. We is it in your gym?
So
Your
this
local
thing.
gym?
I wasn't making you get the full, but I just wanted you to
Yeah,
get.
yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
in a gym,
Oh my God.
so the full thing. So the full context behind that is I tried a new gym for the first time this week
Okay.
because my schedule's about to change, and also the gym I'm in, I have been in for the last year. It's grand, but it's a bit small, and also it closes and opens at the most inconvenient times. It closes like on a Friday for 2 hours in the middle of the day
That's
for
so weird.
cleaning. It closed over Easter for a week and
Were
Christmas
they doing
it's been out.
maintenance or
No,
it's just been closed?
it's because it's owned by Dublin City Council, so they're matching the office admin hours. So it's basically
Okay.
whatever they and like it only opens at 7 as well, which it just isn't going to suit my schedule going forward. I need something that opens earlier, and also I was getting a bit annoyed that there's loads of treadmills, but there was only one of like any of the weight machines, or like there was four benches for you to do
Yeah,
free weights,
that's
but
really frustrating.
they were always packed. But I
Yeah.
that's why when I was joining the gym, I needed something small and simple. Now I need something that works a little bit more with my schedule. So I decided
Yeah.
I'm going to go do a day pass in a new gym to
Before
get
you
my life.
continue, is the gym SBG?
No.
Okay, because that's Conor McGregor's gym. Okay, go on.
But yeah, so I went to a new gym, and I just done a day pass. Walked in just to do one session, and when I was doing one of my first like strength workouts, there was a massive Conor McGregor mural there, and I was like, ah, I
Have they
was,
got like many murals across the gym, or is it
yeah.
just like
There's loads.
one
There's like
McGregor? Okay,
no, there's loads, and also I could see like very clearly this place opened in 2011, so I would imagine that this was done, and it was also like McGregor like 2014, 2015 time where like he was just up and coming and people actually
yeah, yeah.
didn't
Before
really
all the crap started, like,
before well, look, come here, I've always said from the start as well. I said this when we were in school when McGregor was coming up. I never liked him. I never got a good vibe off him. And that's I'm not into UFC at all, but I never liked. I've always got a bad vibe from him, and I never supported him. I'm kind of proud to say that because a lot of people have like flipped on him, But
yeah, of
I haven't
course.
liked him for years. But anyway, like yeah, there was a mural in there, and I was kind of like, the reason I say it's an unfortunate thing, it's like if I was the owner of that gym, I would have that covered up by now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably sending out the wrong message.
I think
Um,
it's kind of the way people look at it. Like some people might look at it just from a sporting aspect, but then like when you're like relay it back to his character and the way he's carried on and the cases that have come out, it's just like, that kind of way. But yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah, bit. So how was the gym anyway?
it was grand. Yeah, it was much bigger. There was lots of there was like three of every machine. So like even that was like one of the things that was frustrating me. The last few weeks I've been going to my normal gym, and like I found myself like because like now we're coming up to summer. There's a lot more people joining the gym now
Yeah,
for
trying to
that
get
whole
fit
kind of
late.
get their summer bods in and that sort of stuff. Like so the gym has been packed recently, and I've just been really frustrated that like I've had to wait like 10 minutes to use a machine sometimes. Like, and I will go and like use other machines, but
Yeah, of course.
the one thing I am kind of strict on is like I don't want I basically do a 2K run to finish off my gym session every day, and I don't want to do any weights after that because you just feel deflated after doing all that
Yeah,
running. So I do all my strength stuff. I do like 35 minutes of weights before, and then I'll do my cardio after. I'll do a 5 minute warm up on the elliptical just to kind of get blood flowing when I start. But that's like I said, it's a warm up. It's not really like part of the workout. Like so, yeah, I've just been like sat there like I was waiting 15 minutes for somebody to start finish using the last like weight machine that I needed to use last week, and then there's only like 8 treadmills as well. So the treadmills are always packed as well. So I felt it was like right. I should probably try somewhere else now.
yeah. I always find that with gyms is when there's like limited, you know, machines. For like example, like they might only have like two benches or like like you were saying, there are two treadmills, and it's like that can be annoying because like they're kind of like the main. I don't want to say like they're the main machines people use, but they're like primarily like near the end of your workout. Like, because I never, or like some people go in and do chat, like they might go straight away and do the bench at the start of the workout. But I always found for me, I always like doing it at the end, and I always like to do my run, like same with cardio at the end of my workout because it's like, like no one wants to run 2K and then go do bench press. Like that's
Yeah,
just
I
rough.
also, from just like a kind of sanitary point of view as well, like obviously after doing all that running, that's where you're gonna pump the most sweat. And I
Sweat.
also just feel like sitting down like with a massively sweaty back on a bench like that is a bit
Yeah.
like, I think it's just like, you can avoid doing that. Like, it's fair enough when you're doing like, if you're doing like a 45-minute strength session and you're just naturally sweating, you're gonna, that's fair enough. Like, but I know I'm a bastard for sweating on my back. Like, even if I only go for a fucking 10-minute walk, I sweat on my back. Like, it's just like everyone's got an area of their body where they sweat loads. Mine is my back, so I don't want to be putting all that sweat juice
Yeah.
onto the
We could
bench.
completely do a topic about this whole like idea of going to the gym, what the gym's like, gym characters. Like, see, we're
Yeah,
always coming up with stuff on the spot, folks.
start writing all this down.
Yeah, no. You swear we don't have a podcast together sometimes.
Yes.
I'll bring in the topic this week because it was something I actually brought up. So
Cool.
the topic for this week is things we all secretly compete about. It was just something I was thinking about during the week because I had like one situation when Hitler where I was like, it just came bursting out of me. But I'm very much a person like this. I am always secretly competing with things. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Like it depends how you look at it, and I suppose like you can probably with some people they probably get wound up by it. But for example, like I'll just give you one off the top. Like I every time I'm playing a video game against Nicola, I want to win. Like I'm that
Mm.
competitive in the relationship. Like I like people are like, oh, would you not let them win or anything like that? Like no, I want to beat her every single time, and like I'll trash talk as well. Like that's how petty I am about it. You've probably seen it when you and Simone were over as
Yeah, no,
well.
I've seen this firsthand.
Yeah,
He's a maniac on the Switch.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, but even with anything like if we're bowling or like, I think it's good though, like to have competitiveness sometimes in a relationship. You know, it keeps things interesting. And it's a bit
Mm.
funny as well. You know, have a funny side. I mean, it's never the case where like I'm throwing the Switch remote around or like going outside and screaming. Like that's when it becomes slight of an issue. There was a
I
fellow we
was
went to school with that was a bit like that.
I was only talking to Simone during the night recently. On my TikTok recently, I've been getting so many videos about FIFA, like old school. I say old
It's because
school
the
FIFA.
songs
That's it. The song
last week.
I've been yeah. That's exactly it. It's because I've been listening to old FIFA soundtracks. So I'm getting lots of FIFA content, and like, so when me and Simone are spooning at night and we're like just flicking through my For You page, like lots of FIFA stuff is coming up, and something came up about the topic about being like being angry, and like I'm quite a chill guy for the most part. I'd like to think.
Yeah.
But I was saying to Simone, like, you did not, if you'd have seen me playing FIFA back in the day, like hockey and controllers against the
Oh, I've
wall,
seen it. I've seen
like,
it.
like it's a different person. Like you would not have gone out with me. Like it's yeah, but like I was like, there's no game that gaslights you like FIFA, like 12 to FIFA
Oh
16.
man, FIFA growing up was like I was saying as a situation when you're like there was times where like I would genuinely like scream into my pillow
Yeah, oh
at
yeah, big
like
time.
3 a.m. in the morning or like fling my controller halfway across the room. My mom would come in and be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know." I genuinely have no answer to that.
There's like that post nut clarity of like when you've bounced your controller off the wall and you're like, what have I done?
That's a really really niche reference there about that. That's the
But like,
thing I think
because like
all
you'll
men
have
have
like,
experienced.
because like it's more like in the moment you're like, oh, you just like you bounce the thing off the bed or the wall or whatever or the ground, and then like there's the 5 seconds after your like after you've like released that bit of energy, and you go, I don't actually have a spare 60 quid.
Yeah,
It's just that realization when you're like 14 of like, fuck.
there's also nothing worse when you're playing FIFA on Ultimate Team when like you're dominating for the whole game and they get one chance and you lose 1-0. And it always seems to be the game that you used to need to get into the next division. Like you'd win like all your other games handy and it'll come to the last game. You just need a draw and that's the game you lose at 1-0 and you dominate it for 90 minutes. That's what kind of game FIFA is. It's just yeah. I'm glad I've stepped away from
Yeah,
it.
I'm a better man for it.
I'm a better man for it. Is there any ones on your list that you have?
Yeah, so the first thing I have here is so this is something I do in the gym, but I'm competitive with people, and this makes absolutely no sense, and I don't expect anybody to really like. I don't think about this too much, but when I get on the treadmill, I'm not allowed to get off the treadmill until the person beside me is off, because then they've beaten me. You
So
know
what?
what I
So
mean?
what happens if the person's on it for like an hour and a half? Are you just like refusing to get off?
I'm not refuse. I will, like, it's more of a thing of like, my thing on the treadmill is I want to run 2K every time I get on the treadmill. So I'll
Right.
do five. I'll do half a kilometer of like just like building up my steps and getting faster and faster. And then once I get to half a kilometer, I go into a jog and then I start going. And it takes
Yeah.
me about 17 minutes, 17 to 18 minutes, depending on how quick I go up the gears. Um, and I don't know, I just have this thing whenever I get onto him, like, it doesn't even have to be a treadmill, it can be an elliptical, or it can be like a bike machine or something like that. But if I get on the machine and there's someone beside me, if I get off before they get off, because they that means they've been on the machine longer, it means I've
Yeah.
lost.
When did this start? Like,
Oh,
this, you know what?
this has been like from since we were in school. It's just like a thing of like, oh, I've lost. Like, they could be doing. They could be. The thing is, they could be on the treadmill walking at like fucking snail speed, and I'd be like, they've still beat me. This
This is
doesn't make
like
sense. This doesn't make
this
sense in the
is
slightest.
this is
It's
like
just
this you know when like they dangle like a hot dog or like for example maybe like Homer Simpson like a donut in front of him and
mm,
like he like needs something to chase until he gets it. This is kind of like the same thing you're doing except you're doing it against 80-year-old women trying to learn how to walk again.
yeah,
No, that is a bit of a weird one, but I get the premise of it. I think it's like a more of like a motivational, I need to do this so I can beat them kind of thing.
yeah. I wouldn't class myself as like a super competitive person. I'm more focused on like my own
Yeah,
ability.
you're
I'm like, as long as I've tried, like, like, this is just gonna sound like so fucking kids TV friendly, but as long as I tried my best, that's all that
yeah.
matters.
It's like when you
But
get the
like,
participation medal for coming last.
yeah, and I'm fine with that, like, but like, as long as I can walk away from something being like, look, even if it's five aside, like, as long as I'm like, look, I put in a shift, I ran, did I make mistakes? Yeah. Was I the best player on the pitch? No. Who gives a fuck?
No.
That's
Yeah.
what counts for me, like,
I feel like that's what five star is all about. It's just like kind of showing up and doing your best. We used to
Yeah.
always talk about that when we did five side. Like a lot of us would like we're not the best in the pitch, but when we're playing, like we're working our asses off.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
I always find though, like, and I've said this to you and the lads we've played with many times. It's not the team that's best on paper that's going to win a
no,
game of five side. It's the team that knows their fucking jobs. I
we've
always
seen that
say,
so many times as well.
even when we played back in the day, before you moved, like, sometimes like the teams would come up and they would be an absolute mismatch of like all the technically really good lads on one team and all the lads that are like me,
Average shows.
a bit more vertically challenged, so we speak. But because we know our limitations,
Equilateral.
we don't
Yes.
try and overstep our margin, and then vice versa. The lads who think they're the dog's bollocks and think that they're gonna waltz the game, they start doing stupid shit, and then it ends up being a much better game because the
Yeah.
lads who know what they're about will just try their best and put their head down, and the other lads will just take the mick.
There's nothing better when like the lads that have like on paper, like you were saying there, that are like are all play football, they play for years, they're technically gifted like you get. And there's nothing better than going in and just smashing them 6-0 and they're all looking around like headless chickens. It's so funny. It's a really nice feeling. I've a couple more here. This one I think is so relatable, and I think every single person does it. No one wants to admit that they can't handle spice. So
Yeah,
like everybody does this. Like for example, last week in work, one of the lads made like a pot of curry for everyone. Now it was lovely. He's from Bangladesh. Now he knows he works with a lot of people from, or I was gonna say Westerners, white people. So he tries to numb the spice down. Now I'm obviously half Pakistani, so I've got good taste buds. But there is things for me like I do really well with curries and stuff, but I cannot do Frank's hot sauce. Like one of my mates is great at it. Like he honestly could have like I don't know if you ever watched that show First We Feast where they do like
yeah, the hot ones. Yeah,
the hot ones, sorry, hot ones, yeah, with the different sauces. Like we did one of them. I think I did like the third level with him when we got a Domino's, and I genuinely could not eat the rest of the Domino's. Like I was hyperventilating. I was like put my tongue under like a whole cold pack for like 20 minutes, and he was just there eating it like it was nothing. And I was like, "You are actual savage,"
yeah.
because like that I actually don't enjoy. I always said this before. I enjoy buffalo sauce. I don't enjoy hot sauce. Like I like the taste of buffalo sauce because like it tastes nice, but when it's like over hot and you can't even breathe, it's like, why are we doing this? But
Yeah, I
anyway,
agree.
get back to the point. I think nobody wants to admit when something's spicy, unless you're like, okay, I genuinely can't do spicy food.
Yeah. I consider myself to have a decent spice tolerance just because my nana loves spicy food and I grew up like getting fed by
Yeah,
my nana quite a lot. So she, and also because of Simone's stepdad Manum as well. He cooks spicy food all the time, and like, so I think I've got a decent spice tolerance. I wouldn't say I've got the best, but yeah, I'm also like, sometimes I'm in the house and like Manum will make a curry that even he's like, oh, this is hot, and I'll taste it and I'll be like dying, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine,
Yeah,
and then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, don't like, let's go get some milk at the fridge,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Any
it's just
sour
like,
cream in the fridge, like.
yeah, or even bread as well, just like picking at the bread.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We all do it. We all do it.
Yeah.
Have you got any other ones?
Yeah, so racing someone when walking beside them on the street.
I'm seeing a pattern here. There's a lot of like racing people in situations here. Uh, Shaun has this thing with walking now that
I
he
don't
just
even
needs
like
to beat
F1.
every. Yeah, yeah. I am the car. I am fast.
Yeah, I am speed.
I actually have that written down as well. I always, you know what really freaks me out? It's like people that walk really slowly, they've nowhere to be.
This is one of the things that look, me and Simone have never had an argument, but I think this is one of the things that has brought us close to like having an argument. Is Simone's a very slow walker and I'm a very fast walker. So like,
You have to
if we're
find a
not
middle ground.
if we're not holding, but we have to hold hands when we're in public, because if I don't, I'll just lose her. I'll be on the Keys and she'll be on Grafton Street, like, you know, like, it's just, I've got places to be, you know.
You're a busy man.
I'm a busy man, like, you know. I've got a pack, and I'm just like, I always just want to go. I don't like do dragging me heels casual stroll, like, you know. I have to say, now Simone's not as bad for that now as when we first started going out, because we've been going out for walks every weekend, like long, proper, like hour and a half walks
Yeah.
out to like nice parks and stuff, and we have been keeping up. Now I am slowing down a little bit, but when we first started going out, that was like, I wouldn't say a problem, like, you know, but it was a thing that like I walked way too quick, you know.
You know, ever see that TikTok where it's like a guy who's like 6 foot holding his like 5'4" girlfriend by like the top of the head, and it's like she's just yapping the whole way. Like that's just what I'm just thinking about when you're walking with someone, you're just like dragging like a dead body across the floor. Yeah. Another one I had written down here was I always think that when people have like I judge people by their music tastes. I don't know if you do this as well. Like I like a lot of people that are secretly competitive about like how many genres of music they listen to, and then there's like people that I know that aren't really interested in music at all. You know what I kind of mean? So I'm always like competitively thinking about, oh, what kind of music do you listen to? You know, I always feel like people, the way they watch shows, TV, music, because they kind of make it we all kind of make it our sort of our personality in some ways.
Mm.
I'm very competitive about like, okay, I need to listen to this many albums a week. I need to always constantly think, and I always like look at other people like, oh, what are you listening to? That kind of way.
Yeah, I see it more with people like trying to be early adopters. It's like, oh well, I was listening to Fontaines DC when they had like
Yes.
less than 2,000 monthly listeners. I see it
Yeah,
more
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I personally, I have been like that when I first started getting into like underground music scenes. I wouldn't say I'm like that anymore, but I definitely, I see what you're putting down. I've seen that many times, and yeah, like you say, sometimes it can be like, it's like that, like, and this is something I was gonna maybe think we should do a topic on one day, but it's like that, what's that thing now that it's like the performative male, you know, who are
Oh,
only like,
performative male.
yeah, like people
Yes.
who are like only listening to Fontaines because
Yeah.
Fontaines are popular, and they're
Matcha,
not.
wired earphones, Henley shirts,
Yeah.
tote
Like
bags.
that,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
could be a good. I think that I was gonna say that if we were struggling for a topic this week, that was going to be one that we
I,
could
I
talk
love
about one
I
day.
love that meme. It's like, oh, I'm just reading a book, on, feminism and the way the world thinks.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh,
man,
it's so funny.
like, look, just say you like monster trucks. It's fine.
Yeah, like it's,
Monster
it's
trucks are cool.
awesome. I like black coffee and monster trucks.
Yeah.
Have you got
Um.
any other ones then?
Yeah. Being the first one to spot your luggage at the airport when it comes
Yes.
through, and put it on the
Yes.
suitcase thing.
I thought I was the only one who did that. I'm always on
Yeah.
site. Like I want to get it straight away.
Yeah. I want to go home or go on my holiday. Like, you know, that's the one that I don't like sitting around waiting, but like, you know, yeah, it's always a good feeling when your bag's one of the first ones out.
I need to ask you a question. I don't know actually if this is just me that does it, but do you put anything on your suitcase to like state that it's yours more than anyone? Like, when some people might put a tag. Like what I always have, I've had the same thing. I have like a Dublin bandana that I used to go to a match, like when I was a kid, and I wrapped it on one of my suitcases, and I've had it on there for like 12, 15 years. Like anytime I get a new suitcase or a different bag, I put it on it so that when it comes out, I know like, okay, that's my one because it has the
Mm.
blue thing on it. Do you do that or just me? I don't know. I'm just like weird like that.
No, I don't do that, but like any suitcase I buy normally has one of those like things where you can put your name and number in like a tag sleeve of some sorts.
Okay, so yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
You
done in
know from
that
that side
sense.
that's
Like,
yours, yeah.
but I do
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I understand why you're doing that, because one, it makes it a bit more visible for anybody who does take it. Because if you see that bandana
But
on
yeah, yeah.
CCTV, that's very visible, and I understand why someone would customize their bag like that.
I love the way you're thinking it like that. Where I'm thinking is, I just want to know because I know that's mine. I can get it first.
I'm thinking of the optics, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, this
yeah,
is the
yeah.
most optimal way to see if your bag has been stolen.
I'll definitely be ringing you if my bag ever gets stolen.
Yeah,
Let me
is there
see.
anything
I've
for
got
you?
one more on my list here. When I go to the food shop with Nicola, I want to be the person holding like all the bags. Like I'm the competitive like where like I would rather her hold like the lightest bag and refuse to like her like and that would be the same I used to do when I lived with my mom, or if I like when I used to live with Dari, like I'd always want to hold like four of the bags and my backpack. And now because I don't have the car here and I get the bus a lot and I do the food shop by myself, like there's days where like I'll do like a bulk shop of like 120 quid, and like I'll see like an old woman across the road walking at the same pace with me to get to the bus stop. And I have this thing. I've noticed actually now I'm starting to do the thing with the walking where like I'm making myself competitive.
There you go. You were
So yeah,
giving me
there we
shit for that
go.
10 minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah. So I was holding like I remember last week I was holding like four bags and they were like fairly heavy. Like I could hold them, but like trying to do that and walk fast to so you can get the next bus with a backpack on as well. I just have this thing where it's like that David Goggins meme. It's like, who's gonna carry the boats? And it's just like an old woman across the road also going to the bus stop, and I'm like, I have to get there before. So yeah, that's the final one I had. I'm sure there's more in the locker, but that's the only ones I can think of this week.
The other two that I have here are pretending like you're not out of breath when you get to the top of a long stairwell.
Why do we all do that? I don't
Oh
understand.
man, I used to have a job where there was like, it was basically, it was like my first office job. That was like 9 to 5. After I like went out of retail and stuff, and it was in one of those like old Victorian buildings in town on Bagot Street, and the stairs were so steep, and it wasn't even the most stairs, it was just how steep it was, and our office was on the third floor, and like everything, every single day I'd walk up and I'd like get outside and I'd have to like stop and go like it just like take a proper like breath. When I got outside the office, I'd stand outside the door of the office for like a good like 2 minutes, and then it'd be horrible then if someone from work came up just behind me, because you couldn't just stand there for a minute. You'd be like, oh yeah, okay, you'd walk into the office.
So it like
Yeah.
hyperventilating to everyone.
It's the
I
inner
often
time that
seen
kills you.
I was reading something before on Reddit of like a guy who had like a similar situation where he used to cycle to work and then they didn't have an elevator, so he had to carry the bike up like four flights of stairs every day. And he used to meet his like manager at the top floor every time, and he was like hypervent, like trying not to hyperventilate. Like, hi sir, how are you
Good,
doing?
good luck. I
Yeah,
have
I think
one
it's all
more.
something we do. Yeah.
I have one more here. This isn't like so much now. Just when this came up, I was like, oh yeah, this is something that maybe back in the day we would have done. But who had the longest Snapchat streak out of the friend group?
Oh my God, that's throwing it back now.
Me and
And I
you.
don't know.
I think
We
you
had a
were one
very
of my
long.
longest streaks. I think
Yeah.
you and Dylan were always like my longest. Like, I think we ended after we copped on and stopped doing that. I think we
I
finished
don't
at around
understand. That was a
700.
very weird pattern in like our growing up stage that we used to all just send like it was like face pics or it would just be like a black screen just to keep the streak
Streaks.
going. Like you wouldn't even be chatting to your mate sometimes. It would generally just be like a black screen.
Yeah. Literally,
Yeah.
you'd meet someone for the first time and be like, "Oh, we should start a streak," as if it's like a friend request.
Like a friend request.
Yeah. But then you're just randomly hearing from people. Like, I remember I was still in like I think I stopped doing it in like my first year of college, and like I was like still getting random Snapchats from like girls that I texted for like 2 weeks in fourth year. But you were just still sending streaks with a blank screen just because you'd started it. Like, once you get to like once you were getting to like the 50-day mark, you were in it for the long run until you genuinely forgot. You know.
Can you imagine going back to the caveman time and try and explain streaks to them?
Yeah, it's mad though now, because like I look at like people doing that now and I'm like, oh my god, like, and I look back at myself and go, that was so cringy.
Is it
Like,
still
I
going?
was
I
just,
wonder. Do you
I
actually
think
know if
so.
anyone still goes? Like, does teenagers do it now?
I think so. I think in like the last year or two. Now, I don't. We've said this before, and I don't use Snapchat anymore. Like the only reason I ever go on to Snapchat is because someone has texted me on Snapchat. I never like
Literally,
scroll on like Snapchat stories or anything like that anymore. It's an old relic at this point.
it's an old relic. Yeah. Like I was saying
Um,
to the boys as well last week, I was like, I'm trying to get them all to come over to WhatsApp. And I was like, but I'm like the first one that's hit like the unk status in the group chat. And because we all send each other voice messages, we don't text anymore.
mm.
But they all like using Snapchat to send their voice messages. But I was like, lads, if we go to WhatsApp, there's no like time limit. We can just, we can just send one long one.
The only thing Snapchat gets used for nowadays is nudes.
Yeah, yeah.
To be fair, that's what it always got used for. So,
How, how do you know that?
well,
Hmm.
well, my good man.
So, pop culture, current affairs.
Speaking of big dicks, the government.
Finally, actually, that's what I was going to bring in this week as well.
Yeah, I thought that was the most obvious place to start off, but we're on
Yeah.
to, well, I say we're on to week two. The protests have now finished in town. We touched on this last week a little bit as well, but they creeped over into Monday morning, and then by Monday evening, Simone was able to get her normal bus route home. Didn't have to take the train. But yeah, the protests did come to an end after the government announced, let's call it a package. I wouldn't say it's a particularly great one, but it's a package nonetheless, and the M50 is not blocked off anymore. So that's, yeah, it goes to show you though, like the power of the people. It was similar. Do you remember I was something that got brought up? It was like the water protests from like 10 years ago as well.
Yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know, the Irish government tried to start charging the Irish people for water, and the Irish people just said no.
No.
They just refused to pay the bills. Like everyone
Basic
just
necessity.
unanimously was like, no, we're not doing that.
No. Yeah, I don't know why everyone thought that'd be a good idea to vote that in as well. Or like to actually like if that ever went to the thing, like, yeah, let's actually have that as a water tax. Like what the hell?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's definitely a mad one. But I've been like really interested in the fight, and I was listening back to our podcast from last week because we recorded last week. I think it was only the second day of this whole thing happening, so
Yeah.
a lot of information has come up since, and I was kind of I was watching more videos and stuff throughout the week, and then before the podcast came out, I was like, shit, I said some things about that, and I don't regret anything I said, so to speak, but I was kind of like, shit, my opinion has like slightly changed just in light of like more videos I've watched and like things I've seen from people. I was very, you know, I was very uncritical of Micheál Martin in some ways, and I actually kind of said I don't totally disagree with him on a couple of things. And I stand by what I said for the most part, but I also, actually cite a lot more with the protesters now. Still do think
Yeah.
there was some extremes there.
Yeah, of
But
course.
yeah, I was I found myself like, when the podcast came, I was like, shit, what the fuck did I actually say? Like, because I hadn't got the full facts. I was kind of just like going off what I had on my screen from news articles, like.
Yeah, it was kind of weird for me watching it from afar. And like I was talking to a couple of family members about the situation. They were kind of saying like, oh, it's a bit annoying, with the protesters because it's stopping the traffic and there's a lot of build-ups and stuff. But then the more videos and information I was kind of seeing on it, I was thinking, you know what? Like they're the backbone of the country, and it's like really sad because a lot of people are just like working hard men that we're lucky enough to have fresh veg, fresh food, fresh good products. We always talk about how highly about the product produce in Ireland is, and it's they're the ones that were being affected by it. And I just like I'm glad that it's kind of reached, like you were saying, there's some kind of package, but it's not. I mean, in the long run, like the respect that they probably should have had didn't come to play. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of left a bad taste in my mouth when I kind of seen it more.
Yeah, it doesn't do an awful lot for the likes of me and you, like the average
No.
everyday worker. It does, it puts a dent in the like kind of in the industrial and farmer sector side of things. Like, it's still probably not enough. I don't know the ins and outs of how much it costs to run a farm, run a massive tractor, run these big plants. So I'm not qualified enough to say, oh yeah, it is or isn't sufficient. From what I've seen, it's kind of bare minimum type of stuff.
Yeah.
But for the likes of us, like, for like, me and Simone, who like have our car and we go and collect our shopping and do our potting around the weekend, like, it's not, and like, go into work and stuff, it's not really made an awful lot of difference to that kind of average Joe. It
Mm.
seems that they've kind of just reacted to the 80% of the protest crowd, which were kind of like factory workers and farmers. You know,
Yeah, I think sometimes we all fall into that loop as well of like the luxury we all have of like having a car and being able to go do our food shop that easy as well. I think we forget that sometimes. Then I was kind of the same with you. I was listening back to the podcast when I was doing the clips, and I was like, there was things where like maybe I was like a bit too harsh, or like maybe not. I wouldn't say too harsh, but like my mindset shifted as the week went on, and I kind of seen what was the pattern was kind of coming out from the Irish government and like the protesters and stuff. So, but at least some positives has came out of the situation.
and it's one thing that would like really piqued my interest was the vote that they took in the Dáil to, a vote of confidence in the government. Did you hear about this as well?
Mm. No.
So they basically Sinn Féin put forward a motion to try and I don't know if this is the correct term, so correct me if I'm wrong on this, but they tried to basically abolish the current government and force a general election based on the
Okay.
reaction of this. So they called a no confidence motion in the Dáil for everyone to vote on. So it's basically
Yes.
everyone being like, "Do you guys want to continue with this government, or should we go
Yeah.
and vote?"
Yeah.
And the vote that was there was only 14 votes in the difference in favour to keep the government in its current structure, which is a small number. You know,
Yeah.
it's frustrating because it really seems that like the independent TDs kind of let people down here.
Yeah.
Um,
That maybe would have been the time to use your voice, but
I just don't understand, and I said this last year when the election was going on as well. I just don't understand how people are voting in Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael when they've just run the country into
for
such
so long.
so many, and especially like after I think like with the week that they've had, there was a lot of people like who were very supportive of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, like Michael Healy Ray and stuff, that were adamantly like, you have fucked people over here. What you're doing here is not right, and it's more the non-action than anything else. It's not even like that they did something and it didn't work, or like they chose a bad move. It's more the hands off and kind of just letting things happen approach that's where the bulk of the problem is,
I mean, like you were saying there, like as long as we've been growing up, there's always been two parties that have run the country, and like from significantly from like a young person's perspective, there's been little to no change. And I mean, I'm sure our parents can voice for this, and your granny and your granddad and stuff. And it's just for like constantly seeing videos now recently about like RT or like interviewing like young lads and young girls on the road, and they're asking like, oh, why are you deciding to move abroad? And it's like there's no brightness at the end of the tunnel. There's no opportunities for young people. Like we've got a huge homeless crisis. We had this situation here, with the fuel prices. And it's just like for me, from like a or perspective of someone who is living away from home, I miss Ireland, but I also don't miss the problems and the complexities that have happening in the government. And it's like it's sad because I believe, and I've said this, but me and you are very pro Ireland. Like we're very much people that are proud to be Irish, and like really, really, I do miss home. But when I see stuff like this, it just makes me feel so negative towards any change or any, like I was saying before, brightness at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, again, I don't think that necessarily would have been a bad thing, but we'll just have to wait and see.
I also like something that kind of popped into my head. I hope everybody who has been very vocal about this, I hope anybody who has protest, I hope anybody who has criticized protesters or criticized the government or has had any say in this whole thing, I hope to God you have voted. Even if you did vote for Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael,
Mm,
that's your vote, that's your opinion. But like, I've seen some people crop up that I'm like, I know you don't vote, and
mm,
it's something that really itches me. I'm very big on people using their vote.
mhm,
I feel if you don't vote, you cannot have an opinion on stuff like this because you're not
mm.
contributing towards it. You're not having your say by not going and voting.
I've like there, I agree with you, and then just like to be like devil's advocate to that, it's like I always feel like when people say to me, "Oh, I don't vote anymore," and the reason is because they don't see any systematic change in terms of like we have a two party. It's like I get that, I understand that sometimes it's not even a race before it begins. But then I am very much the person like you. I do believe that everyone should have a voice and everyone should implement their own vote, even if there's no change. Like you just are deciding this is what I believe, and I
Mm,
think you should be able to express that even in vocal expressions, but I think in a voting system, I think it's so important,
yeah.
especially in Ireland, with the way the country is going. I think you should use it more. than ever. So yeah, I agree with you there, man.
100%. Just one other thing that I had for current
Yeah.
affairs, and this is a kind of very selfish thing of me, but the Malcolm in the Middle reboot came out last week. Yeah, Imran's when he choked on his water there. I've brought that up after fucking Irish current affairs, fucking political warfare, and then I'm like, yeah, let's talk about Malcolm in the Middle. Did you watch it?
I haven't watched it. This is weird, right? So I haven't watched all of Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
We've spoken about this before. I've watched many episodes. I'd say I probably watched about 50 episodes growing up. It was a show I definitely watched growing up. I've never sat and watched the whole way through. And this week, because I know Sean's such a big fan, and it's been clocked in with me because it's just come out. There's been a lot of PR, of course, like, and a lot of videos about it. I've been watching like everything to do with the reviews and the PR, but I haven't actually watched the show. So, from someone who has watched it, I don't know, I'm presuming you've watched it. How was it?
I loved it. It
Okay.
was, and I specifically like. I really don't like this thing now where it's a thing in Hollywood that everything is just getting rebooted and shows that ended perfectly like 20, like why is Scrubs coming back? You know,
Yeah, I can't believe that's
stuff
coming
like
back.
that, and even like as I talked about, as much as I absolutely love Daredevil, like they're coming back and they're changing how things are done, and it seems very cash grabby. Like it's a big thing at the moment. Like they're rebooting old franchises, whether they're film or TV, and I don't like the money grabbing aspect of it. This was
Mm.
not done in that vein because I've been kind of like following this for a while. This the script for this was written over 10 years ago, and it's been a thing that Bryan Cranston has been trying to do since finishing Breaking Bad. So it's coming from a place of passion,
Mm.
and it shows so much. And I can anybody who's ever watched the show, the amount of people that come back for the special is in. I think I can name three characters that didn't come back. Like I'm talking like niche ass characters from like random ass episodes
That you've
that
watched
were
growing
on.
up, you remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I rewatched the show recently as well last year with Simone. So like the amount of people, like like when they do a reboot, you'll usually get like two or three cameos from people
Yeah.
and a bit of a tip of the cap. The look, is it perfect? No, I definitely have things that I would say. Oh, I would have liked to seen a little bit. It's everything is I would like to have seen more. None of
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
this was not good. Everything is like I wish I got more of this. Like which is a good thing. Like but if you enjoyed Malcolm in the Middle back in the day, you will love this. Like it genuinely is like it's great. I really
Before
enjoyed it.
before we move on to your distance dilemmas, just to reiterate Sean's point there, I always think it's so funny from like Breaking, like obviously I've said before, Breaking Bad's my favorite TV show of all time. But what I was trying to say, it's so funny growing up watching Hal to then
In
going into like Walter. And I think if you anyone that hasn't watched Breaking Bad, please watch at least like one episode or like a best bits of YouTube of Hal and then watch Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad because the characters are just the change is
could
insane.
not be more opposite. Yeah,
It
it's
could not be more opposite. And it's just such a like a funny side of film and TVs that is just it's amazing. So
I
yeah,
do think it's
shout out Bryan
better if you've
Cranston.
seen Malcolm first because you'll just
Yeah,
get like how because you'll be like, there's no way this is like the best acting
the same.
performance of all time
Yeah.
from the same person. Like because and Hal
Uh
is incredible as well. Like Hal's
Yeah,
probably the
yeah,
best
yeah. He's a
character
really
in the
good
show.
character in the show. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, just like total like one's like the biggest. He's on par. I'd say he's probably a better TV. Like I'd say the best like TV dads. You're looking at Phil Dunphy from Modern Family and Hal from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, they're two good really shows in terms of dads. And then R2 that are missing.
Yeah,
Had to throw it in there,
of
folks. Had to
course. Yeah,
throw it
no,
in there.
of course, absolutely. Anyway, so we're moving on to your distance dilemmas for the week, I should say. This is the part of the show where we take submissions from you guys and we read them out on the podcast. We give you our opinions, we give you some advice, we answer any questions that you guys have. If you would like to submit your dilemma for us, you can do so on the link in our Instagram bio. We usually post it up in our story once a week as well. But if you would like to send us a dilemma, go to the link in our bio on Instagram, fill it in. It's all totally anonymous. So if you want to say something about us, if you want to get nasty, if you want to say you don't like Imran's haircut, or if you want to say my beard's too shaggy, you can do so on there. And yeah, like just want to stress, it's all totally anonymous. So if you fill it in, this can be stuff you want to bitch about a coworker, you want to say something to your partner, but you haven't got the balls to say it to them, so you want to say it to us. Anyway, so this is the distance dilemma for this week. This person says, recently I was at the beach with my boyfriend and I saw this really cute dog. So I decided to pet it. As I went to pet the dog, the owner immediately went crazy and started shouting, "Don't touch my fucking dog, how dare you." I was a bit taken aback. My boyfriend stepped in and asked the owner to apologise for the way he was speaking to me. The situation ends up turning into a major verbal argument.
I think this
What?
is like a really common thing though these days. Like I've seen it a lot more recently, especially in Switzerland. I've noticed it because I was saying to Sean before the podcast. I had a one situation when I was interning where it was like a same kind of thing. Now, the first thing I would say in terms of my opinion on the topic, right, is if the dog has a muzzle on. Now, this is more on the responsibility of the owner. If the dog has a muzzle on, of course, from the outside perspective, you would not go and pet the dog because, first of all, it could be legally that they might have to have a muzzle on, or second of all, the owner just doesn't feel comfortable. Maybe there's kids around. The dog could be a little bit bitey, a bit playful. Can happen. People get bit by dogs. That happens. Second of all, it's like your dog, when you have a dog, you have approached by so many kids. Like I can't remember the time I've been on a walk in my local area and there hasn't been like at least 500 kids that want to come over and pet it, or people that just walking by and say, "Oh my God, your dog's so cute, can I pet it?" Fair enough. The one thing I would say, she probably should have asked first before petting. Like normally when I see a cute dog, I always ask the owner, like, because I had own Bruno as well. I'd always ask the person, "Is it okay if I pet your dog?" That kind of way. Unless the dog is coming up to me, and it's already jumped on me, I would have put my hands down to try to touch the dog. But it's something common that I've seen recently. I don't know if you are the same or what you kind of think about it.
Yeah, I think this is one of the rare instances where I think the person who submitted this is actually the one who's in the wrong.
Yeah,
I
I was
really
thinking
do.
same.
Now, look, the way the owner reacted and
It's a bit
started
it's a bit
swearing
over
at
the
you
top.
is very
Yeah.
extreme. But I think me and Simone were actually talking about this last week. There's a difference between dog lovers and dog owners, and you can tell with
Yes.
stuff like this, right? I mentioned earlier, me and Simone have been going on like really long walks, and we can't bring Xena on those walks because she's too old. She's 11. She can barely do 20 minutes around the corner twice a week,
Yeah.
So we'll go out and we'll go on these longer walks, and as a result, we'll see lots of dogs, and it's like we're going dog watching, honestly. But and we want to go up and pet these dogs, but you cannot go up and just pet a random stranger's dog. You have
No.
to ask permission first because you don't know how comfortable that dog is with other people. And it's mad. I was only having a similar conversation about this with Smoke because we saw somebody do this and we saw someone kind of get uncomfortable when someone just randomly started coming up to their dog because it's like you don't know how comfortable a dog is because like you look at Bruno and my auntie had a dog as well that was a rescue, that was a Springer as well.
Yeah.
Gorgeous dogs, both had great temperaments, and they're both kind of were taken in a bit later in life, but not every dog is comfortable. Like some dogs are scared of men. Like I've come into
Yeah.
places and it's just a house that's full of girls. Like it could be a mom and a daughter, or just two women who live in the house, and it's not used to men being around. So when men go to pet the dog, it snaps or it gets really scared and it cowers a little bit. So it's one of those things where I actually think the person was wrong to go and pet the dog. You should always ask the owner of a dog, "Can I pet your dog?" 9 times out of 10,
Definitely.
I'm sure they'll say, "Yeah, no problem at all." On the off chance though that they're just not super friendly with people, they're not friendly with their dogs, or you don't know. Some dogs, just like you were saying there, like some dogs get along great with kids. Some dogs don't get along great with kids at
Don't.
all.
Yeah.
Like Xena, we're blessed. Xena is so great with kids. Like I was walking Xena about 2 weeks ago, and there was a child. She couldn't have been more than 3 on the road. I had Xena on the lead, and the child just ran up to Xena. Now the child has no kind of concept of all this,
Yeah, of course.
in the warrior scheme of things. So she runs up and she grabs and she gave Xena a hug and like kind of wrapped her head around her. Sorry, wrapped her arm around her head. And I was like, yeah, look, I know Xena's not going to do that. Like Xena loves this, but another
Mm.
dog might not, especially like because Xena's a pit bull as well, or like she's a bully breed,
Yeah.
so you have to be
Hmm.
careful with these type
Yeah.
of things. And there's no such thing as bad dogs. There's only bad owners, so you don't know what a dog has been through before with
Yeah.
that. So to sum up and just to kind of get to the point, I think you were probably in the wrong. This person was probably in the wrong to just go up and pet the dog. You should have asked the owner first. Now, how this
Yeah.
person reacted sounds psychopathic.
Yeah.
Um, you know, all they had to do there was, "Excuse me, sorry, please don't touch the dog." she's not friendly, she's not comfortable, blah blah, and just pull it away, and you go, oh, sorry, and move on.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
It's kind of like a temperament thing between both of them. I mean, like you were saying there, first of all, she probably should have asked, and then the second one, I think, was a bit of an overreaction. I mean, it was an overreaction when you're reading it back. But I think it's just something that people should take. Maybe I only became maybe aware of it when I got bred, and maybe I didn't probably think of it. I think a lot of the time for people, it's like when you're around dogs so much, maybe you have this idea that you should ask owners first, because I think we all fall into the cuteness overload when you see
of
like a cute
course.
animal. I mean, like we all do. Like when I'm walking by and I see dogs, I'm like, oh my god, the dog's so cute. But you got to respect, like you were saying there, the temperament of the dog and then also
Mm.
the owner. So yeah, it's an interesting one, but I kind of think you are in the wrong in the situation for the
Yeah,
listener.
it can also be quite, and like just to like we both said, the owner was definitely wrong to react the way they did and be so aggressive
Correct.
with you. However, I also just want to point out as well, based that you don't know that this dog could have been in a similar situation before where things didn't go as smoothly and they were like they got they snapped at someone or something like that, and that can be a highly stressful thing for someone. I'm not excusing how they reacted or what they said to you, but I can also understand why they were maybe a little bit more agitated as well, like or why they were a little bit more worked up in that way.
Exactly. Exactly. Thanks for sending in anyway.
Thank you very much. Yeah, but you are incorrect.
Uh-uh.
No, but it's an important thing to talk about as well, because me and Simone talk about this all the time. That's I think that's how you know the difference between somebody who loves dogs like but doesn't own them, and somebody who has owned dogs and trained them and knows the ins and outs. Like it's it just shows the difference. Like.
Completely agree. No notes.
Cool. Right, well, guys, that is all we have time for this week. So that is going to be it for this week. We will be back again next week. We release episodes every single Monday at 6 a.m. Irish time, 7 a.m. Central European time. Until then, guys, thank you very much for listening. My name is Shaun. I'm in Dublin, Ireland. This has been Imran. He is in Thun, Switzerland. And this has been episode number 62. Thank you very much, guys. And we will chat to you again next week.